Tonight on the Mac to the Future Livecast Go! Or is it Mac to the Future Go Livecast? It's one of those two. I don't know. Lots of updates. Almost like Apple is getting ready to release something. Apple still hasn't moved all of their stuff from China. Pfft. Darn those Safari viruses. And I'm leaving for a tech emergency. A tech emergency. Tomorrow morning. All that and more tonight on the Mac to the Future Go Livecast. Oh, why am I talking like Bela Lugosi? I don't know. Blah. Hello, everybody. Oh, my. I just happened, Jeff just said something about David and compression. So I just happened to glance over at my compressor. And not my channel, but the one right next to it is like in full-blown something. I don't even know what to call this.
Yeah, it's sounding weird.
It's really, really bad. Okay. And I can't, Jeff, I can't do anything about David. He's not going through my mix. It's like his mix is coming in and then going through Mimo. And other than being able to turn him up, there's not much else I can do.
I can go down a little bit.
Huh?
Go ahead, keep going.
Okay, well, no, that's all I was going to say. So, this is the Mac to the Future Go Livecast, and if things weren't just going completely wrong, you wouldn't even know that this was the Mac to the Future Livecast Go. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's what it is. David, how are you, sir?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm losing my mind little by little. I'm so excited. I'm going to Florida.
I know you are. That's
exciting. I know.
I'm a little concerned for you on that hurricane's on its way, so.
Oh, well, no, it'll be fine. What's the absolute worst that can happen in a Category 3 head-on hurricane?
You got the tech emergency to take care of, so.
Yeah, my brother Bill, who lives in the Daytona area, is having some issues. Uh-oh. And right. God, that's really awful.
Well, let's keep going, because you're locked on time, pal.
Huh? I gotta stay on top. I gotta stay focused. That's my problem.
Because you any minute you're gonna get called away.
I know your volume is so low. I need to.
Well, maybe I turn. How about now? I turned it back up.
That is better. That is better.
I'll talk closer.
And I am gonna. All right, try it now.
Hello.
There we go. Okay.
I'll bring it. Keep it close to my mouth.
Okay. Well, I think that we are much better then. Audio pops. Right. Blah. Well, sorry, Jeff. Things are just not working the way that I really want them to tonight. But there's nothing I can do. We're gonna carry on.
Let's carry on. Let's do the show.
Carry on. How many people?
Keeping you focused, buddy.
Well, you can try.
Let's do those quick takes.
The watch party. How many people do we have in the watch party? I don't know.
On the MTTF Go page, it's we got 4.
Okay, good enough. So that makes me happy. All right.
Well,
and here we go. Quick takes. Wow, it's just like I know what I'm doing. Apple is sorry that people listen to Siri recordings and fire hundreds that were hired to do exactly that. So that's the I get why people are a little bit, but with Apple being the privacy company and all that, I understand why people are a little bit skeeved by it. But at the same time, how do you do quality control on an AI without someone listening to the requests that are coming in, or listening to the requests that your AI had a problem with? I don't know what else that they can do with that. And I'm not giving Apple a pass. I'm saying the same thing about Google and Microsoft and all these other companies that have AIs, I don't know what else that they can do.
Yeah, I mean, with Siri, they need to see how to keep quality control for the voice activation. The way they went about it, yeah, probably was not as smart as they should have been open in the first place. But I think
how did this even start? I don't understand how the whole story broke. Did somebody just hear about it and then it took off from there?
I think it just took off from there. Yeah, honestly, I hadn't read those stories real closely, other than I saw that there was a discussion about it. So, but yeah, I just don't see why it's. It's a privacy issue. Yeah, but everything's out in the public. I'm sorry. I get tired of people complaining about this doesn't work. Everything's not private. Well, then don't be online.
Bad. Things are just awful.
Honestly, don't. If you're having a problem with privacy, just don't be online. I mean, simple.
And we all know that Google and Facebook and Apple and Instagram, they all value from the bottom of their hearts all of the information that they give you, that you give them, because they're just great guys. Okay, next one. Have you gotten a Safari window saying that you have 3 viruses? Relax. It's a scam, and you should already know it. I actually got one of these myself, and I went to. I didn't put the link in the show notes because this is such a nothing story. And the only reason why I even put it in here was because I got hit by this.
Okay.
So
I don't use Safari, so that's why I didn't get hit.
Yeah, well, and it's not that I got any viruses. I didn't. I had no viruses. I knew that it was a scam.
Of course not.
Right away. Yeah. But when I looked at the story was talking about how, you go to your Safari preferences and you turn this on, you turn that on, and you won't see it anymore. I was like, pretty sure I got those turned on. So I went and I checked in my Safari preferences, and yes, I had those turned on. So I don't know how it happened, but anytime anything pops up on whatever browser it is that you're using, it doesn't matter what the browser is. If it says, "Oh, you need to call 1-800, eat my wallet and figure out why you have these horrible things," get your Adobe Photoshop update here.
Yeah,
right here, because
Flash player here.
Your Flash player needs updating.
That's right. Oh my Lord! It's just as bad. It's just as bad as these phone calls I've been getting lately. 800 numbers with a computer voice saying, "Your Social Security benefits have been suspended. You need to talk to us now to get this fixed." Okay,
right now.
Yeah, I'm. First off, I'm not even anywhere near old enough to get my Social Security benefits, so I don't think I have anything to worry about.
No.
Yeah, tired of it. Tired of it.
And the thing that is making me absolutely crazy now is all these spoofed local numbers. You'll get numbers from your area code,
my area code, and my prefix.
Yeah. And it's the same kind of thing. You pick it up, and then after a moment, you'll hear a voice that sounds pretty convincing as far as being a live person. But I've heard it so many times now, not that particular voice, but the cadence and the kind of the way that it's speaking. It's at the point where I know, well, that's you're not a real person. So I'll just sit there and I'll let them talk for about 5 seconds, and I'll say, "You're not a real person. You're not a real person. You just aren't a real person." And they just keep continuing with whatever their thing is.
Yeah, it's to say, "Hi, this is Mindy," and I said, "Hey, hello." It's like, "How are you today?" And then just keeps going on. That's good. And I don't even answer her. That's good.
Yeah. So I'm so happy that you're. So let me tell you about what it is we're doing today. It's like, oh, for God's, it's like those phone calls that I don't know. I'm sure you got them in your area too. What county is it you live in? Is it Cook County? Okay. Cook. Where it says, "Hi, this is the Cook County Police and Firemen Veterans, blah 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 blah."
I'd hang up right away. It's Cook County Sheriff. So first off,
you look at the number. And it's like you're calling me from Tennessee.
An area code. Yeah, an area code is not even the area.
it's Tennessee. How are you? Because basically, when they get a live one, it flashes up the number and flashes up whatever information they have on you, which, quite frankly, even if you don't donate, is a lot.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, they're off and running. Oh yeah, I'm with the Alexandria/Arlington Fire and Policemen's Benefit Victims Children's Fund for polio. What? How did you get all those into one? You know, can you work kittens in? Because you know that's what we need is for you to talk about kittens as well, because that gets people's hearts going right there.
It does.
Okay.
Let's talk about some more fun things. Updates.
Updates. Lots and lots of updates. This was a story from the Mac Observer and iDownloadBlog.com. Mojave gets patched to 10.14.6 for reasons that include resolving an issue that may cause certain Mac notebooks to shut down during sleep, fixes an issue that may degrade performance when working with very large files, addresses an issue that may prevent Pages, Keynote, Numbers, iMovie, and GarageBand from updating. What? Oh. An important security update to prevent arbitrary code execution. Now, you know, I see arbitrary code execution. I'm imagining there's some code wearing a blindfold that's up against a wall, and there's a bunch of guys with rifles pointing at it. Arbitrary.
That's right.
We don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Arbitrary code execution. Yes.
Yeah, it's always the jargon.
My mind go, and that's where it goes right away.
It's always the jargon.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just see it happens with the Mac, and then it happens. I mean, but then I'm glad Apple is being reactive to it. I mean, and didn't just sit on it, since you know the Catalina is probably going to be out in the next month or so. And it's important that a lot of these machines are going to still be sitting on Mojave for quite a while. So especially since 64.
Sorry,
the whole 64-bit thing is here. Is coming. I mean, you got to get your apps.
That is going to bite so many people on the ass.
Oh yeah. I did find out that I saw a comment about Ecamm with their call recorder that I used for Skype. They are going to be coming out with a 64-bit version. To support Catalina, which that's great. I was a little worried that because I know a lot of people, not that's just me, a lot of people use it. So
I don't use it anymore. So I kind of gave up.
I'm using audio hijack too, but I like my last one I was
in the background. You know, I just don't do anything with it.
Yeah, I use it. I record both. I record both, so I have a backup. So I'm learning now.
And and while we're on the subject, everyone who is planning on updating the Catalina, if you have any apps that are still 32-bit, you need to find updates for those, right? Especially if it's apps that you use that are like mission-critical apps.
Yep.
Until you can verify that all the apps that are mission-critical for you are either already at 64-bit or are going to move to 64-bit, don't update to Catalina.
Yeah, and this is going to be an update. I think this is going to be an update that people need to sit tight for a while and just be aware of what you got. Don't dive in quickly with the new version because it'll bite you.
Yes, it will. All right, iOS has moved up to 12.4.1 to patch a. I love this, to patch a jailbreak vulnerability that they patched in the previous patch and needed patching.
Yeah.
I wrote that, but that was essentially what the story said.
No, that's essentially what it says, because I can't believe that how does Apple leave 12.4 open for jailbreaking? Because they're so watching that closely to make sure that never happens.
They want
because apparently they want it to happen, and so they get a hacker that can report it back to them. So then they give credit for this person to letting us know that we had to run this patch on 12.4.1.
So they patched the patch that needed patching for patches. Patches, I'm depending on you, son, to pull the family through.
You don't need no stinking patches.
You don't need no stinking patches. I don't even know if anyone's going to remember that song. Patches, if I start singing, not only will we lose like pretty much everyone who's watching the show, but when I upload this to Facebook, I will get dinged for copyright material. Even though I'm singing it and singing it badly, I will still get dinged for it. Okay, and you've got a thing here about the WatchOS getting updated to 5.3.1, or is that?
Yep. Yep. No. Yep. That,
or was the next one the one that you put in?
Next one, but I'll take this one too.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the Watch OS was updated to 5.3.1. I just updated my watch. The updates on Apple Watch are just getting more and more smoother. I'm really impressed because it didn't take much to download it, didn't take much to install it. It had some vulnerabilities similar to what was on iPhone, on iOS, but nothing crazy. They did just some basic bug fixes, that kind of thing.
They really need to make it so that you don't have to do it through the phone. I mean, I should be able to just hit a button on my watch. Oh, there's an update. And
I think I would not be surprised when WatchOS 6 comes out that's probably going to be the case, since they're going to have its own separate app store. So let's see if it removes its dependence of the iPhone, for sure.
Well, it's not right, and this is a shortcoming that I think Apple needs to address. Okay, why don't you go on to the next one?
So then Apple had released iOS 13 and iPad OS 13. We were on beta 8 and we're cruising along here and I was expecting, beta 9 is going to be out soon, right? Yeah, probably. And all of a sudden, yesterday, Apple releases iOS 13.1 to developers. Like, huh? They have never done that before. It's 13.0.
They haven't even put out 13.0 yet.
13.0 hadn't even been released yet to the world, and they've already got 13.1 that was released just to developers. And then newsflash, after I put these notes in here, then they now released today beta 1 of 13.1 to the public in the public beta today.
Really? So, I haven't checked that yet.
So what's happening is I think at this point, because yesterday I did my podcast episode yesterday and talked about it. I'm thinking I have never in all the years I've been working with iPhones and with iOS, I had never seen Apple ever do this before, and no one has. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, why not just leave it as beta whatever for
beta 8, beta 9, beta 10
release?
Apparently, they wanted to accelerate it to 13.1 right away with all the other and there was some changes, fixes, all that stuff. Won't go into that deeply, but then this morning they release public beta 1 of 13.1, and that's the more recent version. I haven't even checked to see if that will update it because I just installed it from my developer account. If that's going to update it to that version. So I'm thinking, why would Apple even bother to release 13.0 at this point if 13.1's already is in beta? And
well, it sounds like they want to take it to 88 miles per hour.
And that's exactly what's happening. They're really just pushing.
You see some serious shit right then.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
I shouldn't have said it like that.
You might have
some serious stuff. Yeah. Okay.
And then I'll do it to keep clean.
Yeah, I that's the thing about a live show. You can't always go back and say, okay, we're going to cut that out before anybody hears it.
The recorded version.
The recorded version. Yeah, you should hear some of the conversations that Gaz and I have on the MyMac Podcast.
I can just imagine.
Ooh, it's so spicy, and most of those will never, ever, ever make it out from there.
That's good.
Hey, Derek, where are you putting your comments in from?
Is he
it's not coming from... At least I don't think it is.
He's in Mac to the Future site. He says, did 13.0 have the jailbreak issue? No, he did not.
Okay, so if you're commenting not from the watch party, but from the Mac to the Future page, that's working.
Mac to the Future page, now it's working. It just came up.
Yeah, that's...
my misspelling of sweet.
I get so confused. It's so frustrating sometimes trying to get this.
We talked about this. You're doing it in too many places, man.
I am so bad somewhere. Okay.
Next story.
Next story. Apple dependent on China for their supply chain. This is from the Department of Redundancy Department, and Reuters put this out. After weeks of being told that depending on China for manufacturing could be difficult for Apple, weeks now, they still haven't moved their entire supply chain to another country. What are they waiting for, David?
Good question. Maybe China's going to have a change of heart, and they're going to go to the negotiating table. It's very possible. But I don't know. I mean, whether supply chains could handle the volume, the sheer volume that Apple has. Taiwan, Vietnam. I mean, what countries
Well, I
do
don't. It's not
have
really
that?
I don't think it's a question of if whether or not they can handle the volume. It's a question of, you know, it's not like you can just pick up the entire infrastructure of creating something like a phone or a tablet and move it from one country to another and have it up and running in just a few days. So
If that
for
country even
Reuters
lets
to
them
sit
move
there
it.
and talk about it, says, they've got this deepening dependence on. It's like they have been manufacturing in China for over 20 years.
Yep.
Why is it suddenly a deepening dependence? It was the absurdity of the headline that kind of drew me into this story. It's like, come on.
Besides the fact that it's a 7-minute read.
Yeah. I just don't get where there used to be what's the word I'm looking for? Integrity in journalism. And I'm not talking about so much the tech press. You can almost expect sensationalism in tech press because the people that are putting out the stories are beholden to the marketing people of all these companies. So they're like, okay, well, if you want the latest and the greatest on this new product that we have coming out, you've got to show some real enthusiasm before you even get a chance to have your hands on it, and follow our little script all the way across. And it's you can read some of the stuff that's coming out of the tech press and see this happening, and it's like you're speaking nonsense. You're basically doing the marketer's job for them.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
No,
if you
I
don't
agree.
have hands-on on a particular product, other than to say, well, this particular product is coming out and here are the tech specs for it and it's supposed to do XYZ. Don't talk about it like it's the greatest thing since somebody put peanut butter on a piece of bread.
Yeah.
There are things that turn my keys, and that's when someone is obviously just talking nonsense from a press release, that especially somebody like Reuters.
Yeah, you think they're pretty reputable.
These
Associated Press, Reuters.
These sources for news that have been around for decades, some of them over 100 years.
Yep.
And in order to survive, it's like they think they have to be sensationalists now because Vox is doing it and Vice and all these other sensationalized forms of news on the web, and they really don't have to. Stop pandering or stop catering to the lowest denominator.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. There's a soapbox.
Yeah, is that back behind you there? Or?
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. All right. I have a feeling my phone is buzzing me, and I think it's my son Guy. So
let's wrap things up, man.
We have to wrap things up. God, stop it! Stop! Oh, it's my brother Bill, the person I'm going to be talking to tomorrow. Yeah. I will.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
I can't talk right now. There we go. Okay. We're going to wrap things up here. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on this somewhat truncated Mac to the Future Go live cast. We really
Still
appreciate
a good show.
Sorry about the how quickly the time has just flown by. It's flown by. Whoa! If you would like to get a hold of Mr. Ginsburg, David, I know that there's probably ways they can do that.
There is. intouchwithios.com. That's my podcast. Please go out there and listen. It's in your favorite podcatcher, as well as my podcast, Off the Charts Horse Racing. We do talk about horse racing. And on Twitter, I'm on DaveG65.
And that's all of it, I think.
That's all I need.
Now, I got some stuff. Besides, of course, the Mac to the Future Go livecast. I also have the MyMac Podcast I do every single week with Mr. Gazmaz and Guy's Daily Drive. There's a new episode, as a matter of fact, that I just uploaded to YouTube. I need to get it out onto Podbean. I'm hoping to be able to do that tonight, as I'm not going to have time to do it in the morning. But if you would like to get a hold of me, you can send me email, guy@mymac.com. You can reach me on the Twitters. I am MacParrot or VertShark. What else? You can find me over there on YouTube with all kinds of stuff that I do there. You can buy me a coffee at ko-fi.com/coffee /MacParrot. You can do that Patreon thing, patreon.com/MacParrot. New way to not to subscribe, but to donate if that's something that you want to do. You don't have to. And that's through PayPal. The link there is paypal.me/MacParrot. So it's all tied into MacParrot. It's almost like I had a plan, David. Almost like I had a plan.
But
I
don't forget about VertShark.
Oh, that's right. VertShark. It's not only a Twitter handle, it's also a website. You can find all the kinds of stuff that I do, most of the video and the audio, and if I ever get around to writing again, which I want to do but just can't seem to find the time, you'll find it over there at vertshark.com. Thanks, David. I'd almost forgotten about that. So we will catch you all. Hopefully next week I will have many tales to talk about from my adventures in Florida, assuming I'm still alive.
Maybe a daily drive. You don't know.
That's right. Oh, and I almost forgot. I made some subtle changes to the closing graphics of the show, which you all will see tonight.
All right.
And so stay tuned for that, and we will catch you all next time right here on the Mac to the Future livecast.
Bye.
Good night, David. Bye.
Good night, David.